about to witness the most dangerous day of August. Almost no one saw it coming, and if you don't follow the plan, you'll fall exactly where they want you. Everything around you right now is designed to keep you distracted, but tomorrow, that's your last chance to shift. August 6th is when the negative energies reach their peak. The same energies that have been quietly draining you, misleading you, and keeping you trapped in cycles you swore you already broke. That's why this day isn't just another date on the calendar. This isn't about fear, it's about precision. Because right now you're in a narrow corridor of time, and certain forces are already taking action. The moment you hesitate, they move. Not everyone is meant to make it through this part of the journey. Only those who can recognize the signal and follow the plan, even when everything around them is screaming otherwise. But first, you need to understand what's behind all of this, because the force that's been holding you back has been feeding off your own energy all along. This isn't random, it's a system built to block you. Look around, the arguments, the strange delays, that sudden wave of tiredness out of nowhere. Everyone around you seems negative, and tomorrow, it only gets worse. But that's not chaos, that's strategy. You're being deliberately misdirected by something built to ensure that the chosen ones never activate fully. They don't need to destroy you, they just need to keep you busy, distracted, and hopeless. Everything has been engineered to keep your hands full and your mind fogged, so you forget that you were sent here for something specific. And tomorrow, that fog reaches its peak, your inner compass will try to activate, and something will try to jam it again. But there's one place they can't touch, and that's where the divine plan begins. You cannot afford to let the first voice in your head win. When you wake up tomorrow, pay close attention. The first thought that crosses your mind, no matter how subtle, is not random. It's the seed that sets the emotional direction for the entire day. And right now, that first thought probably won't even be yours. If it sounds like, "I'm so tired, I can't do this today," nothing's going to change. You have to stop right there. Not because it's dramatic, but because it's tactical. That thought is a spiritual implant, a low-frequency suggestion. It doesn't shout, it doesn't scream. It slides in quietly and pulls you down. Your entire day can fall out of alignment before you've even left your bed. The enemy of your path doesn't need to break you. It just needs to speak first. Reject it, consciously. You don't need to wrestle with it. You don't need to argue. Just don't accept it as your own. Say it out loud or in your mind, "That's not mine, I choose power today." You're not doing this for positive vibes. You're doing it because your emotional compass is being hijacked before your awareness even kicks in. If you don't intercept the first message, it writes the entire script for your day. And tomorrow, more than any other day, you can't be on autopilot. You are not the first voice. You are the one who decides whether to listen. There's going to be resistance. That's part of the system. But there will also be a moment, small, quiet, where you'll have the power to interrupt it. And if you do that even once, it changes everything. Because that's how alignment starts. Not with big rituals, not with perfect habits, but with one tiny interception at the very beginning. If you want to hear guidance, you have to stop letting fear answer the phone first. Your answers aren't missing, you're just not asking the right way. Tomorrow, you'll need to do something most people forget. Actually talk to your higher self. Not like a concept, not like some distant version of you in another realm. Talk to it like a friend who knows more than you do right now, and who's been waiting for you to finally check in. Say it out loud or in your mind. It doesn't matter. Say something like, "If there's something I need to know, make it loud. I'm ready." That's it. No dramatics. No trying to control how the answer shows up. Just a clear request with full trust that something within you hears it and will respond. The universe doesn't ignore you. It waits for permission. And here's the part no one tells you. Your higher self doesn't speak in mysterious codes. It's direct, it's simple, it's repetitive. It will keep showing you, The same sign, the same nudge, the same name, the same number, until you finally acknowledge it, but it won't shout over your self-doubt. You have to initiate. You have to open the line. And once you do, don't overthink it. Don't doubt whether you did it right. That's how the misdirection creeps back in. Through over-analysis and second-guessing, you opened the line. Now trust it. It's not hidden. It's just not loud enough to compete with your fear. Something is trying to reach you, and it's not far away. It's one decision away, one sentence, one moment of belief. And the moment you say it, the plan begins to reveal itself. Not everyone around you is meant to go with you. Tomorrow is not an ordinary day, which means your energy is not up for negotiation. This isn't about being antisocial, cold, or cutting people off for ego's sake. That some people only show up to unplug you from your power source. You'll know them by the feeling. You'll feel drained, heavy, impatient, maybe even nauseous. Sometimes it's subtle. Sometimes it's your best friend. Sometimes it's family. But this isn't personal. It's energetic. Energy vampires don't always yell. Some just linger too long. You must start taking these signals seriously. Because on days like tomorrow, you cannot afford to spend even 5 minutes feeding the wrong current. Your clarity, your spiritual sensitivity, your divine alignment, they are fragile, under pressure. And tomorrow, you'll be under pressure. The gossiper who always brings drama, the one who always plays the victim, the person who calls not to talk but to complain in circles and dump emotional weight into your lap. These aren't accidents, they are interceptions. Strategically timed to derail your sensitivity and block the clarity you're about to receive. Your elevation is being monitored. Your distractions are being scheduled. When you feel that pull, don't engage. Don't explain. Don't over-rationalize or apologize. Just exit briefly, politely, and completely. And, hey, I'll call you later. Can't talk right now. That's enough. You owe no performance, especially not to people who refuse to take responsibility for their energy. This doesn't make you rude. It makes you intelligent. You weren't sent here to manage everyone's chaos. You were sent here to stay aligned with your calling, even if you don't feel strong enough to cut people off forever. Tomorrow, you must cut them off for just one day. Guard your space. Protect your time. Subtle gut feelings, you couldn't quite explain them. But tomorrow, they won't be subtle anymore. The volume gets turned up. Your gut will speak louder, faster, and with more urgency. And your only job, stop ignoring it. Not everything will make sense. Not everything will be logical. But if your inner voice says, don't go there, cancel that meeting. This isn't the time. You need to listen instantly. Intuition doesn't negotiate, it alerts. Too many chosen ones override the signal out of politeness, fear of disappointing others, or the desire to keep things normal. But tomorrow isn't normal, and your intuition, it's not a feeling, it's a strategy, a pre-coded internal radar designed to guide you through spiritual landmines you can't yet see. You may feel the need to step away from a conversation without knowing why. You might feel a sudden urge to delay a decision that once felt urgent. You may feel drawn to spend more time alone or to go somewhere unexpected. Listen, obey, don't question. The higher plan rarely makes sense in real time, but it always proves itself in hindsight. You won't always know if it was the right call, but your peace will confirm it. Not because everything suddenly becomes easy. Intuition is the voice of your timeline. Ignore it, and you step off path. So tomorrow, if it feels off, it is. If it feels rushed, slow down. If it feels forced, walk away. There are spiritual signals being broadcast constantly. The question is, will you hear them in time, or will you only recognize them after the detour? This isn't about rebellion for rebellion's sake. It's about remembering who you are. Most people follow rules they've never questioned. They dress a certain way, speak a certain way, move through life as if they signed a contract they never actually read. And without realizing it, they slowly hand their identity over to routines designed for safety, not authenticity. But tomorrow, August 6th, there's something happening beneath the surface. A moment of spiritual leverage, and the universe is watching. To see who steps outside the box they've been trapped inside. Every cage has an open door, but not everyone walks through it. So here's your assignment. Break one rule, not one that puts you in danger, not one that harms someone else, just one of the invisible ones, the rules you've been told are just the way things are. Wear something that makes people stare, post something you were scared to say, speak up in a moment when you'd usually go quiet, stay silent when people expect you to jump in, order the thing, cancel the meeting, smile when the world wants you to frown. Not because it changes the world, but because it shifts your alignment back to the truth. Your soul gets louder the moment you stop filtering it through approval. This isn't about being different for attention. It's about letting your actions confirm what your spirit already knows. You're not here to blend in. You're not here to be digestible. You're not here to play small and call it polite. You are here to exist in truth, no matter how strange that may feel at first. There is something powerful that happens when you choose not to obey a rule that no longer serves you. It sends a signal, not just to the world, but to your own subconscious, that you are no longer participating in the charade. You are not a character. You are not a follower. The ones who shift timelines are the ones who first shift their posture. So tomorrow, do one thing that reminds your body, your mind, and your energy that you are sovereign, that you are not here to be molded by fear, that you are not a slave to how it's always been, because the ones who dare to move differently, even just once, open a portal for something much bigger. And once that portal opens, your old life can no longer hold you. Rushing is how they make you miss the signal. Every spiritual trap, every misalignment, every poor decision you've ever made likely started with a moment of unnecessary urgency. You were pressured, rushed, trying to get somewhere, meet a deadline. Keep up, prove yourself, please someone, make something happen, before you even had time to hear your own thoughts. But here's the truth. Spiritual power doesn't rush. And tomorrow, you'll notice it. A strange tension in the air, everything moving fast, conversations overlapping, notifications hitting harder than usual, that subtle sense that you're behind, even if nothing is actually wrong. Urgency is the enemy of clarity. This is by design, because when you're rushing, you stop choosing, you start reacting, you lose center, and once you lose center, you're easier to manipulate. So tomorrow, you must control your pace at all costs. This doesn't mean being lazy or passive. It means being intentional. It means refusing to get caught in a rhythm that was never yours to begin with. If someone pressures you, pause. With a long memory, you don't need to say yes to every errand, every message, every meeting. You don't need to overbook your day. You don't need to be productive in a way that leaves your spirit empty. What matters tomorrow is presence, precision, intuition, awareness, and you can't access any of that if you're sprinting to meet other people's timelines. Here's the truth. A lot of the things you think you have to do can wait. And that message, it's the exact piece you've been waiting for. Power that needs to be seen isn't real power. It's performance. There's a strange illusion most people never notice. They think winning means they're aligned. That dominating a conversation, winning an argument, or getting attention means they're doing something right. But here's what's really happening. The ego is feeding. And when the ego feeds, the soul starves. What the ego calls victory, the soul sometimes calls a trap. So tomorrow, you're going to feel the temptation to flex, to show up, to correct someone, to prove your point, to keep engaging in something you've already outgrown, just because it feels good to be right. Don't. Instead, walk away while you're ahead. Let someone else get the last word in the argument. When you walk away from something you're winning at, you're sending a clear signal to the universe. I don't need a crown to know I'm royal. You don't need to keep proving that you're the smartest, the most evolved, the most spiritual, the most aware. The ones who truly carry divine authority don't fight for the spotlight. They disappear before the show ends because their work is already done.